Hello, Knights fans. We're back with another edition of the FDU Men's Basketball Report, the first one of this season as the Knights prepare for their season opener on Friday at Seton Hall. I'm joined now by Stephan Jiggetts, junior point guard from the Knights. How you doing today, Steph?
I'm good.
Good. So now in your third season here, you're one of the more senior guys on the team. How have you embraced that leadership role, being one of the more established players on the roster?
I embrace it a lot. Coach look at me to lead the guys. They see me as like the quarterback on the team and an extension of him being on the court. So he knows that the young guys look up to me and I got to be on point always.
So you were fourth on the team in scoring as a point guard last season, averaging double figures. With Marcus Towns leaving and Gus and Earl a little banged up to start the season, how do you balance your ability to score while also making sure you're still getting your teammates involved as the point guard?
Just staying aggressive, making plays, making reads or pick and rolls, hitting open people, looking to create for myself. So that's what I do basically.
Great. And last season you opened it against Villanova, hostile environment there. They obviously went on to win the national championship. This year you open against the Big East champion, Seton Hall. It should be another packed gym at Walsh Gymnasium on campus there. How did the game last season at Villanova prepare you for the loud crowd and the packed house?
I'll say prepared as well, really. We know what to expect. We got experienced guys now. That was our first game playing in a packed house like that, so our guys should be prepared and used to it.
Yeah, you had a little bit of experience, obviously, playing at Wagner in the conference game and the NCAA game, obviously, against Florida Gulf Coast. Do you relish those big environments on the road?
Of course, it gives you like a adrenaline boost. You're ready to play, ready to get it going, so every player loves playing in environments like that.
Thanks for your time, Steph. I'm now joined by Mike Holloway from the men's basketball team, the sophomore forward. Mike, last year you came in here as a freshman, fresh out of high school. What was the biggest adjustment coming to collegiate basketball after playing at the high school level?
The biggest adjustment would just be like the speed of the game. I just had to get used to getting up and down very fast and just getting into our sets fast. It's not really too much of slowing down here for our team. We really get up and down, so it's just really the speed that I had to adjust to.
Great. And now, obviously, entering your second season here, you had the whole off season working hard in the gym and getting those shots up and lifting. What was your big goal for to improve to your game? What were you trying to add this season in your second season?
I was just trying to add a lot more muscle to my body because I know like a lot of out of conference, there's a lot of physical guys, and I wanted to be able to bang in the post. So I just wanted to put on a lot of muscle and get my body right for this season.
Yeah, you talked about like getting physical in the post there. Got a tough opponent with Seton Hall, a couple big guys on that roster. Do you relish those opportunities to really get physical and bang down low with those bigger body guys?
I mean, this is what I like. I like going up against bigger guys that are supposed to outwork me, supposed to be stronger than me, and then showing that I can bang with them and I can compete with those kind of guys.
So probably an easy answer for you, but coming up on 48 hours now to the opener, how excited are you to get out there and get live finally after all the hard work you put in this offseason?
Oh, I'm overly excited. Like, I'm just waiting all summer, all fall, preparing in the gym, and now that it's less than 48 hours away, it's time to get down to business.
All right. Thanks for your time, Mike. Good luck. I'm now joined by Coach Herenda here. Coach, closing in now on 48 hours. The anticipation's got to be killing you, putting all that work this off season. Right. How excited are you now coming up on Seton Hall on Friday?
I guess I'm obviously excited, but I'm more relieved that it's here. The preseason, I don't think people understand how much work goes into it, especially by my players. You know, the physical, the training in the weight room, the running, the conditioning, and then the grind of the practices. And then you have a scrimmage and have an exhibition game, but it's not the real deal. And now that the real deal's here, I'm just looking forward to jumping into the season. So it's exciting, and we have a great, foe, right down the street. And but our kids are pumped, and our team is ready, and I think it's time to play, real basketball.
We talked last time about the week ahead, obviously after the scrimmage against Merrimack. Sorry, the exhibition against Merrimack.
Right.
How satisfied were you with the guys' work that they put in this week as the game approaches?
I think Merrimack was great because we were down at the half. So it replicated us being in a little bit of a blender where, sometimes you have two exhibition games and you beat them and you roll teams and you have this feel-good feeling. After Merrimack's first half, we didn't feel good about our team. We responded in the second half, and then this week of preparation, we know that we've got to play better in order to win the game on Friday and to win the games in our preseason contests. So the exhibition game, other than just playing my alma mater, that was special to me, it was a learning experience. And this week has been a terrific. We just capped off a practice here that was a championship practice, but we need to put those together, and then we need to have championship-type games. And Friday night we're going to be tested.
So you play a really tough non-conference schedule, which we can get into. But last season you opened against the eventual national champions Villanova down at their place, hostile environment. This year you're opening up against the Big East champions in Seton Hall at Walsh Gymnasium, going to be a packed house, another loud gym. How do you think that prepares the guys when they had experience last year at Villanova that now will they be more ready for this season at Seton Hall?
Brian, I just told my team this is going to be our third straight nationally televised game that we're playing. The Wagner game was on ESPN and NCAA game, and now we're playing three straight. So we're on the national stage a lot, and that's important. My first Division I game here was Arizona. They were number one, and as you mentioned, Villanova was the eventual national championship. This game reminds me of the St. Joe's game. We opened up at St. Joe's when they dedicated the court to Dr. Jack Ramsey, and they hung an Atlantic 10 banner. Seton Hall is not dedicating the court, but they're hanging a Big East banner. It's a small on-campus facility that's going to rock, and we're going to bring people, but we'll be outnumbered. So it's terrific. It's terrific not only for our basketball program, but for our university to get that kind of exposure. So it's exciting, and I think the players understand it, and that's why we're doing what we do, and it's. I think if you're a manager or a player or a coach, and you're not ready for Friday night, then you got to check yourself, And I think we'll be ready for Friday night, but I think Seton Hall is going to be ready as well. So it'll be exciting.
And definitely not to look too much ahead, but obviously the next Tuesday, FDU Florham will be coming to town.
Right.
We'll be unveiling the banner here from the NEC Championship and the NCAA tournament appearance. What kind of atmosphere and how excited are you for the guys to watch that ceremony unfold?
When I first got here, I was the one that introduced the Fairleigh Dickinson Metropolitan to the Florham game. I just think it's a good way to bring our campuses together and have healthy competition. And Pete Marriott's a really good coach. We're the Division I team. They're the Division III team. It gives them great exposure, and it gives them an opportunity, and it gives us another home game, quite honestly. People don't want to come here and play us. It's hard to schedule. So it's a home game, and it's an opportunity for us that night to really, for our players to realize that they won a championship. But very quickly, we're going to have to beat a team that's going to come in here and try to pop us. And we're not looking ahead at all, but that's going to be a special night, and I'd love to see a lot of Florham fans come, a lot of Metropolitan fans come, and I just think it's basketball season and baseball. The Cubs won it. That's crazy, so anything can happen. But now it's hoop season, and it's college basketball season, which to me is the greatest sport on earth.
Yeah, and you talked about that, and obviously Florham's here, and then we'll have Iona for a home game on December 7th, but most of the non-conference slate will be in Ohio. You're going to be down in Maryland at Towson. You got Rutgers and State. How important are these games to getting you up to the conference schedule?
They're massive. Like I look back to last year in our Temple game. People look past that. We lost to Temple by about 9 or 10 points, but the second half we belonged in that game and played really, really well. And I think the Temple game and the Villanova, all those games add up to getting our team ready for Northeast Conference play, and I think it's terrific. But to get back to our local games, Brian, Seton Hall's local. Florham's at home, Iona's at home. Then we have 3 games at Fordham, that's 8 miles away, and then everyone wants to go up and see the Army game at Army. So we go to Ohio State and we go to Cincinnati, but other than that, there's a lot of games where our alums and our fans and family can hop in a car and get to the games. So I like that. I think it's a regionally really fit schedule, and then we go out of the region, and Ohio State speaks for itself, and Cincinnati. Those are 2 teams that have won the national championship, and that are going to be special games for our team. But it's all in preparation for getting ready for our conference play.
Definitely. And so leave with this one for you. Any last thoughts going into Friday and just the season in general as it approaches now, 48 hours in?
No, I'm happy for our players that we just have the opportunity to be college basketball players, and for my staff to be part of this tremendous sport. And I just want us to go into it and enjoy it. But like I tell my players every game in our locker room, we have to try our best and play our hardest. And if we do that, we'll be fine. And this team has the potential again to be special, but we got to take it with that first tip against Seton Hall Pirates. And I just hope it's going to be hard to get into the building, but I want as many of our fans in there as possible, and the best team will win that night.
Great. Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck on Friday in this season.
Appreciate it, Bob.
The Knights open up on Friday at Walsh Gymnasium at Seton Hall. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. Then FDU will come home on Tuesday and host their sister campus, FDU Florham, for the home opener at 7 p.m. also. For all information about the FDU men's basketball team, head to fduknights.com.